Now, it is time for us to welcome the first speaker. Nanako Motomura from RIKKYO University will deliver the speech under the title of A Journey into the Hidden World of Kawaii. A Journey into the Hidden World of Kawaii. Nanako Motomura, please come up to the center of the stage.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Master of Ceremony and the honorable judges. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to present about A Journey into the Hidden World of Kawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Flight K2026. My name is Nanako, and I'll be your guide on this journey. Before we take off, I'd like to ask you one simple question. What does Kawaii really cost? Our destination is the world where Kawaii is made. Soft, sweet, heart-melting things we all know and love. Please fasten your seatbelts. We'll begin a trip under pastel skies, but the scenery may darken as we go. We've now arrived at the first destination, the land of pure Kawaii. Here, everything feels like a dream. The scent of cotton candy in the air, fluffy socks, pastel phone cases, glittering accessories, harmless, comforting, simply adorable. It's easy to fall in love with this place. But don't get too comfortable. Next, we head toward where Kawaii is really born, the part most people never see. Welcome to the overproduction desert, where Kawaii is mass-produced. The cotton candy scent disappears, replaced by the chemical smell of dyes. Every grain of sand represents a trend that came and went in the blink of an eye. The demand for cheap and cute sweeps through factories like a thunderstorm. Long working hours, low wages, often below minimum wage, young women in harsh conditions, and the growing burden on our environment. But not every... Sorry. Let's take a breath. When I'm going to say from now isn't a metaphor. It's happening on the same planet we live on. Did you know the Atacama Desert in Chile is called the world's clothing graveyard? Every year, enormous amounts of used clothing arrive at South America's largest import hub, Iquique. But about 39,000 tons have no destination and are dumped illegally in the desert. Most discarded clothes contain plastic fibers like polyester. They never decompose. If burned, they release toxic and greenhouse gases, harming local communities and fragile ecosystems. This is not one isolated story. Similar structures exist across the global fashion industry. Closer to us, in Guangdong, China, lies what many call the Shein Village, filled with factories powering the world's biggest fast fashion platform. Reports describe underpaid workers, harsh conditions, and in some cases, even child labor. Fast fashion feels fun, cheap, and convenient, but low prices always mean someone, somewhere, pays the cost. But not every corner of this world is dark. More companies and communities are trying to reinvent what Kawaii can mean. brands like Uniqlo now run large-scale reuse, repair, recycling programs, collecting unwanted clothes and giving them new life as products or humanitarian aid. Across Japan, new materials are being made from textile waste, and more factories that pay fair wages are gaining support. In Europe, the idea of extended producer responsibility, EPR, making companies responsible from production to disposal, is slowly expanding. None of these solutions are perfect, but they show us something important. Sustainability and kawaii can coexist. In fact, they suggest something even more hopeful. Maybe cute can also mean kind. Before we prepare to land, I have a question for you. What is kawaii? Until now, kawaii meant small, sweet, soft, innocent. But true kawaii isn't just about softness on the surface. Maybe, perhaps, kawaii can be kind to the planet, respect to the people who make it, made to last longer than a pretty moment on TikTok. Kawaii that doesn't pollute rivers. Kawaii that doesn't harm anyone. Kawaii that understands its own impact. Maybe that is a new or steady kawaii over time. As someone who grew up surrounded by kawaii, I don't want to give it up. I want to make it better. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not preparing for our final descent. Based on everything we've seen, light and dark, problems and possibilities, there's no runway waiting for us. That's why we must build our own landing place. So we must build our own landing place. Not perfection, not guilt, just small, conscious choices. Choosing quality over quantity. Supporting brands that value the people who made the product. Asking how an item is made, not just how cute it looks. Every purchase is a message, and every small choice is a single brick. And brick by brick, we can build the runway we need. The world doesn't need us to abandon kawaii. It simply needs us to evolve it toward a kawaii that shines not only on the outside, but from the inside as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not preparing for our final descent. I hope this journey has brought you somewhere new.
Thank you so much, Nanako Motomura. Then we will have a question and answer session. Dr. Sasayama, please begin.
All right, thank you very much, Nanako, for your thought-provoking speech. I also appreciated your creative delivery.
Thank you.
Good job on that.
Thank you.
All right, so let me ask you a few questions.
Yes.
Listening to your speech, I got the impression that the word kawaii is important for you.
Yes.
So can you tell us why you chose that word kawaii in your speech and what message you were trying to convey?
Okay, so I think the word kawaii deeply stimulates consumer behavior, and the word kawaii is really popular in these days. Like kawaii things like bonbon drop stickers or some cute products is really famous. And as a 90-year-old college student, part of that generation, I have many opportunity to use smartphone and watch YouTube videos. And then kawaii things is common in that case. So I chose kawaii. And I chose kawaii words because I really like kawaii things. So I want to be responsible for that. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So my next question. How did you become interested in this topic? So did you have any sort of defining moments when you realized buying, cute, cheap things is actually problematic or can be problematic.
So you asked like, what is my action toward
So
new definition of kawaii?
did you have what kind of experience did you have to make you feel, that buying cheap, cute things is problematic?
Thank you. For me, I am a college student. I don't have much money because I can only do part-time jobs. So I always attracted to cheap products like Shein. But understanding the problems behind it, I have to know the problems, like young women in harsh conditions. Like for me, I'm a young woman, so I think we cannot overlook the problems. Yeah, that's why.
Thank you. Let's see. So things aren't always straightforward, right? So can you identify some of the potential negative consequences of your suggestion?
So, negative suggestion of kawaii.
One of your suggestions was, don't always buy cheap things, right? So, choosing quality over quantity is a good idea. But can you think of any sort of negative consequences of that?
Okay. Maybe I think like the problems, like I thought solution to that is Uniqlo, but I think like just placing recycling box in store is a little bit problem because it reflects like mass production and mass consumption. So I think big companies should make clothes that made last longer. Yeah, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sasayama. Then, Dr. Jacobson, please.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for your speech. You had some obstacles, but you dealt with them very gracefully, so well done there. The first question I have is that fast fashion in the United States, at least, is often seen as a good thing for low-income consumers and young people. And sometimes in the United States, it gets an attitude that if you fight against it, it's really only for the elites or for the wealthy. How can you make sustainability more accessible to everyone instead of just being something for the elites?
Okay. So, can you elaborate your opinion?
So, for example, fast fashion is cheap, as you said. It tends to attract people who may not have as much money. And if you have more sustainable ways, it tends to be a little more expensive. How do you keep that from being something that's only for the wealthy?
Okay, so I know like the product eco-friendly to planet is a little bit expensive, and it is really hard. It is a burden to young people who don't have money. So the best solution is to make companies like that make clothes that last longer and reasonable, but there's no company now like that now. So I think like it is the best problem that I have to think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next question. I was really attracted in your speech to this part about extended producer responsibility. And at one point you said, none of these solutions are perfect. So I just was wondering, what are some of the drawbacks that you see of requiring EPR?
Okay, so as I said in the question session, I think like just placing recycling box is a little bit problem because that if we feel that clothes we don't need that clothes, we place the recycling box, and that is not the solution. So and also EPL is not common. It's not common now or now. So maybe because the cheap fast fashion is really viral in young generations. So I think like the popularity of fast fashion is really high these days. So that is the drawbacks of EPO.
Thank you. And one last question. You mentioned various things that companies are doing, like Uniqlo or Zara or Shein or something like that. What do you think of these efforts? Which ones work well?
Which ones work well? The Shein or?
Among all of the companies who maybe are interested in doing something about this issue, who's doing a good job of addressing these concerns?
I think Shein is not good in all aspects because the price of the product is cheap and it's really kind to the young people, right? So there is some pros and cons in every stores, but I think like Uniqlo is the best solution because maybe there is the only company that trying to reinvent the meaning of Kawaii. So I think other companies should do like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Dr. Sasayama, Dr. Jacobson, and Nanako Motomura. Nanako Motomura, please return to your seat. Please give the judges a few minutes to mark their judging sheets.